Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to your HIMediaTV news update. I am your host, and Israeli Special Forces raid largest functioning hospital in Gaza by Karim Kadir, Lauren Izzo, Sana Norhag, and Mick Kiver at CNN. The IDF, or as I call them, the IOF, the Israeli Occupation Force, said it has detained a number of suspects in Thursday's raid, which is led by intelligence gathered in part from released hostages. Israel said it believed the bodies of dead hostages were being held inside the hospital. Hamas denied the claim, saying the group had no business at the hospital. Israeli forces shelled the hospital early Thursday, killing and injuring an undetermined amount of people, according to Doctors Without Borders, also known as Médecins Sans Frontières, MSF. Since the attack, one of their colleagues remains unaccounted for. MSF staff were forced to flee the hospital through a checkpoint set up by the Israeli military, the agency said, adding that one employee was detained there. The news came after the doctors and medical officials in southern Gaza and Israel snipers had shot dead a number of people as they tried to flee the Nasir hospital. So basically, they were killing nurses, doctors, and patients. Awesome, love that. An eyewitness to the shootings, who has a trauma surgeon at the hospital, said at least 2 people were killed by snipers on Tuesday, with more shot and injured. Commenting on Thursday's raid, Israeli Rear Admiral Daniel Hagari said Hamas terrorists are likely hiding behind the injured civilians near Nasir's hospital right now. One former hostage told CNN last month she was held at Nasir hospital, a claim CNN could not independently verify, which Hamas denied. Israeli military bulldozers dug up the mass graves inside the complex walls. Dr. Al-Qija, spokesperson for the Ministry of Health, said earlier on Thursday the forces stormed the maternity building and conducted a search operation inside. CNN has asked for the IOF for its response to those allegations on Thursday. The IDF has not so far responded to any allegations leveled by the ministry. Later, Israeli forces forced hospital management staff to house nearly 200 patients, 95 medical workers, and 11 of their families, and 165 companions and displaced people under harsh and terrifying conditions, without foods, without infant formula, and with severe water shortages. The raid comes after hundreds of civilians were forced by Israeli forces to leave the hospital, which they have been using as a shelter. Video filmed on Tuesday showed columns of smoke at its perimeter, an Israeli bulldozer destroying a hospital perimeter wall, and an armored vehicle entering the hospital grounds. Sounds of gunfire can be heard throughout. At least 8 people were trying to escape along the route, came under gunfire on Tuesday. The trauma surgeon at the hospital, who asked not to be named for security reasons, told CNN among those injured, according to a surgeon, was a 16-year-old boy shot with 4 bullets at the hospital gate. Yep. But it's self-defense. I got nothing else to add to this. I know that normally I try to give my own opinions here to, be fair use compliant, but what can I say outside of, even if bombing the North and all of that was okay, what is this if not self-indulgent, murderous glee on the case of the IOF?